last week talked a little bit about people being hurt by the church, and we just have to remember that there are humans there, just like anywhere, right? That's what we were talking about, and that not to replace. It's not to, God didn't hurt you. You know what I mean? It's the church. It's humans. We're flawed, and so so you was this divorce 5 years ago? Was that
The divorce was just over 5 years
okay?
ago, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so you got into a firm foundation there. Then what? Where is that taking you next? Does this involve your kids? Is it?
Yeah, the kids, because of the aspect of excommunication and what that looked like, basically I wasn't to have any communication with their dad in the midst of going through a divorce. So that was fairly difficult to try to deal with that, but that's when God brought me to my knees. And I learned to rely solely on Him. And I heard a statement yesterday by Michael Youssef, and he said, the danger of legalism is that it absolutely destroys the power of the cross. And so we have relearned the power of the cross. We have learned that our God is a God of immense grace. And we also went through a very difficult personal situation. Just over 2 years ago, about 2 days before Thanksgiving, our world was rocked with news of a very personal situation that had happened in our family 10 years prior, but was just now surfacing, and it had affected 4 out of 6 of my kids, and again rocked our world and put us at a place of just understanding and standing in the grace and the strength of Christ.
I think legalism is a big subject. I mean, we've talked about it a lot on this show because I came from a background of legalism, and I hate it, and I also go into it. Does that make sense? Like I hate it, and yet it also tends to be a default for me, so I'm always working on that. And sometimes I'm all about freedom, and then yet there's rules, and it's a weird situation. I mean, do you find yourself, even though you have that legalism then in your background, do you sometimes find yourself defaulting if you're not careful, or are you through
I
that?
do, and I think it has to do with us as humans trying to control.
Yes.
The things
I never do that.
So it's easy to go there, but I'm quickly reminded with His word that that's not true.
Well, speaking of control, I'm going to control this now and send us off to a break here briefly, but when we come back, we're going to hear more of your story. You're listening to She Shares Ministries right here on 810 AM KLVZ, where love lives. I lost my key. I love being.
What do you want to call the first thing, or you just want me to go into describing more? So when you first open the front cover, it's the first flap.
Oh.
So the about, or it's like the about us. I was just gonna copy the thing off of your website, but at Golden Creek Equine we believe ...
Yeah, if you can condense what's on the website, way to go.
So more than we believe that horses must be physically healthy and mentally relaxed to perform their jobs. With this in mind, we research training methods, horse care, and behavior to supply you and your horse with an all-around learning experience. A variety of learning experiences offers an option for any budget, schedule, and goal.
On the journey, and She Shares. You could say about us.
Okay.
Welcome back. You're listening to She Shares Ministries. And we, Sarah and I, and Chris too, of course, we're joined here by Jonelle, who has a story that just fits what, Sarah and I always talk about grace over gossip, although in this case, it's maybe not that, but peace over pride, and then restoration over resentment. And I think Your story just talks. There's restoration going on. It's in the process of going on. So you had this event happen a couple years ago, and then there was strife for a while. And where are you on that journey? I mean, obviously there's a long walk toward peace, peace for yourself, or in this situation. Where are you, and what has happened along that way?
Well, where I would say we are today is the song that says that there may be pain in the night, but joy comes in the morning. And we have walked through the valley of pain and difficulties and trials, and hopefully at Thanksgiving and Christmas we will be once again together as a family, a healthy family, restored, and just standing once again in the grace and the strength of Christ.
So if you listening to you, obviously there's a lot of pain going on, and yet you are able to rely on Him so much. How do you do that? Do you have any steps? I mean, because sometimes it's hard when we're right in the middle of the junk to say, okay, I'm going to give it all to Him. Instead, we want to control it, and usually we do a mess of that when we keep it in our own hands. But when we give it to Him, of course, there's a plan. What advice do you have for giving it to Him? I mean, you've done that.
It's a matter of giving it to Him. It's also a matter of just staying faithful and true in His Word. And His Word, it's sharper than a two-edged sword. It's living, it's breathing, it's alive, and it has breathed life into our souls, into the life of my family. And I heard one time through somebody that if nothing else that you do for your kids, have the power of God's Word always available. And so we always had a Christian radio station on. We read together, we studied together, we prayed together. But for me personally, it was just always each and every day standing on His promises, but knowing that I needed to go to His Word to understand what those promises were.
Sarah, what do you have any thoughts on just the whole process of getting to restoration as we're listening in? I mean, we had our own journey with it, and I think it's something that takes time.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. It takes time. And like you said, it's taken you guys a long time. How long have you been going through this? You said, well, it's been 10 years from the beginning, but then the last 5 years.
The last 5 and especially the last 2.
Yeah.
And then you seem to be thankful during these difficult times, during a difficult time right now. And I think for me, it's really easy to say thank you, God, for the house that I live in and for my wonderful family and everybody's healthy. But it's harder to say thank you for the divorce that I went through. Not that it was His doing that I went through divorce, but that He was able to take that and make it a good thing in my own life. Make it something that I am able to call upon when talking to somebody else who's gone through something similar. And so He can make anything good, anything. And it's harder, though, to be thanking. I can thank Him now because that was like 20 years ago. I mean, I know that I'm only 21, so it's a little shocking that I was married that young. But He can make anything good. But I can do that because I've had that distance. I struggle with doing it while I'm going through it. Like, oh, this is just so yucky. How do we practice gratitude in the moment of difficulty? What would you say to that?
I think it's just knowing that God has everything in His hands, and that everything He works together for our good, and just knowing that, and knowing and trusting that even though we have such an incredible gift in being able to have go before Jesus and pray and just stand before Him and lay everything at the cross. And sometimes that's harder to do than others, but the power of prayer is huge as well.
One of the words that you used, Janelle, in your last summary was the promise of Jesus. And I love it when people refer to it as a promise of Jesus, not just the hope of Jesus, because sometimes when you hope in something, it's not going to come true, but the scriptures are true, 100% true. And so when you have that in Jesus, it's a promise of what Jesus is going to bring to the table. It's not just hoping He shows up, He's there. I think that's cool.
And in each and every difficult circumstance, that's where your faith just grows exponentially as you start to see and you come out of the difficult times. And I surrounded myself with a lot of incredibly positive people, and they were just always there to encourage, to listen. And there were days of anger and frustration, but even God hears those and He understands those, and He's there to just wrap His arms around you with love and care. And we learn to rest in His love each and every day.
talking, it reminded me of something I read earlier this week in Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. I won't read the whole thing, but just this one section. When you don't know what to do, wait while I open the way before you. Trust that I know what I'm doing, and be ready to follow my lead. I will give strength to you, and I will bless you with peace. And so I just was thinking, oh, that's exactly it. That whole, again, that trust. And then I had just heard someone say that thankfulness before something is happened is faith, and thankfulness after is gratitude. So I think I'm much more in the gratitude area than the either. Because I mean, to thank him before, to expect like restoration for you, and to expect that, and to say I've asked for it, I expect it, I'm thankful, thank you. Maybe not expected. That sounds rude, doesn't it? No, does that sound rude? I
No,
expect
it's
it, but I mean,
an expectation for. I don't think that's. What did you just say? Rude.
well, I was going to say rude. It just sounded rude when I came out of my mouth. Like, well, I expected, but I mean, thanking God in advance for it, I guess.
Have an expected faith. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, David says that in the book of Psalms. He says, I lay my request before the Lord in the morning and I wait in expectation because
Yes.
God is going to do something. He might be still. He might say no. He might say yes, but he is going to do something. So, yeah, we should wait and expect for something to happen.
I don't know, something about that particular word just struck
It's
me
almost
when
like
I was saying
demanding.
it. But yeah, I guess that's what I was
Demanding.
thinking. Yeah, demanding. But no, expecting because I've given it all to God. Although often he will answer it in a way perhaps that isn't exactly the way I had pictured it. Right?
But he will
answer
answer it.
absolutely. I mean, I never pictured being friends with you again.
Uh,
That's true. I wanted peace in my heart, but I didn't
You
know.
didn't answer the way you wanted.
That's right. But it turned out to be so much better.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Right?
Right.
Right.
yes. Say it.
So during this whole process, you've had Jonelle some low points, I imagine. So that you just, I mean, I know you're saying give it to God. And sometimes it's like, oh, it's easier said than done. So, I mean, is there anything else that you are thinking of, or moments that you could share as far as making that an easier process for some of us who might be standing?
I don't know that it's easy a process. It's something we just have to go through. But what I was reminded of when you were talking was that he taught me to trust moment by moment, hour by hour, and there were days when it was moment by moment and hour by hour. And I remember the day when I first got the news, actually it was the day after, I called my dad, and our heritage has been built on his faith and his love for the Lord, which came from my grandfather, but I called him, and I did the only thing that I knew to do, and that was to sit with him, and for hours and hours we just sat and we read God's word from his scriptures, and we just read it aloud to each other, and we prayed, and we just wanted to surround and bathe our family, and is protection also from the enemy who wanted to use this to rip my family apart, but that hasn't happened.
Awesome. I love that. His word is so amazing like that. It's so powerful. And I love that you have that person in your life to do that. And what an example that your kids have. Because they probably know that they can go to you and have that same power to go to the word with you and protect your family.
Speaking from an outsider and looking at their family, that's one thing that their family, not one thing, but that is something that their family does amazingly well.
Yeah.
It's all their kids. And I know your kids don't walk the straight and narrow every day, but all their kids know the truth of the gospel of Jesus.
That's so neat.
It's impressive. It's impressive.
The most important thing to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Well, and what a blessing to have somebody like that in your life. Like you were saying, Sarah, it always impresses me when there's something about that family praying together. I mean, I know that there's that expression, it's got to be trite, but the family that prays together stays together, but there's something about that. It's just so powerful. It's so powerful. And thank you so much, Jonelle, for coming by today and sharing your story and just giving us encouragement and knowing that if somebody is in a tough spot right now, God can make anything good. And of course, if you are in a tough spot, we can be reached at prayer@sheshares.org, and we'll accept your prayer requests, and we'll be praying for you, partnering with you in walk, and we encourage you to join us there, prayer@sheshares.org. Of course, we're also hanging out a few other places like sheshares.org and Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and any other social media site. So join us there. Come out Friday night to Rio and join us at 5 to 7 p.m. You're listening to She Shares Ministries right here on 810 a.m. KLVZ, where love lives.
Thanks for listening.